Hey, Matt. Happy Sunday. How are you?
Doing well, Jace. How's your weekend been?
It's been quite nice. It was nice and warm yesterday and spent some time at the beach this morning. And so that was always nice. We got a little rain coming in this evening. So it's been calm. I know the markets are closed tomorrow, so that's kind of nice. And then we got hopefully an exciting week this week. So how about yourself? How's your day going?
Oh, cannot complain. It's been a beautiful weekend here. A little bit cold, but good to get some family time in and now start gearing up for all the goodness that this week holds.
Yeah, we've got a potential breakout in the works here. The S&P gave us some hope on Friday. It was quite the wild ride. Let's take a look at the charts.
Look,
All right, let's go ahead and zoom in here on the S&P. So Wednesday, it started off okay, right? The last two Mondays have been a complete disaster. And then this Monday, it was a nice, quiet, relatively inside day, which is somewhat of a bullish session. And then Wednesday, the CPI came out and the futures just dropped like a cliff. I mean, it looked like the cliff outside of Grand Turks. It was just insane, right? Fortunately, it opened, sold off, and then just rallied through the rest of the day. Somewhat of a bullish session on Wednesday, and then that followed through on Thursday. Started approaching new highs. The S&P 500 cleared its VWAP, which from this point is about right here. So it's looking pretty good. Friday, a little bit of stalling action. So I said it's looking good and it's kind of exciting, but there is a little bit of a concern. And so we're just going to create some trend lines here, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So one of the things that you do is you take the high and you connect the closest point from like the high, the two lows, where no prices intervene, right? No prices cross. You draw that line out, and that's your trend. Now here we have a clear trend breakage, right? That's about as clear as you can get. So once you get that, then you draw a line. I know it's going to sound kind of crazy, but you draw a line here, and then you draw a line across at the preceding low of the high, which would be right here. So now what we're looking for is we want what's called a breakout. Okay, this is a classic pattern right here, but the caveat is these are called tests, and right now it's failing. So we had this test of the high right here, and now you can see the VWAP is trending down, and it's been bumping up into that VWAP. Last Thursday, we cleared that, but we still have to clear this other trend line right here. So even though it's really exciting, it's looking good, we just need to get above this point, right? It's not going to be like we get past this and all of a sudden it's just everything's going to go up. It's
money
just
falling
another.
from
Yeah, no, nothing like that. It's just another way to build confidence that we're seeing the continued buying, and that's the only way that the market's going to go higher. It's been somewhat choppy for a couple of months, so it'll be nice to get a good trend, and then we can probably get some good activity across the board, not just some select big cap stocks. So that's what's kind of keeping us back a little bit, but right now it's looking pretty exciting. The NASDAQ composite, back-to-back follow-throughs above its VWAP. That's a long time coming. Last time, right when we first started the green zone, it did that, sold right back off. So it'll be interesting to see if we push up or if we continue to see that resistance. If we do continue to see that resistance, we're going to want to watch for this bottom channel to hold. If that doesn't hold, then we're going to start looking at some lower support. By that time, we'll probably be out of our sells because plenty of our stocks will hit stops at that point, and then we'll predominantly be in cash. So I'm not too worried about that. What I do want to see, though, is more breakouts. Starting this week, some new stocks hit the watch list. So we want to see some continued momentum there and some continued momentum from the existing breakouts that we've already had.
which have been pretty insane up to this point, truthfully.
Which have turned around pretty significantly. And we'll get into some of those. We'll get into some of those here in just a little bit. In order for this to succeed, though, we do need to see some confirmation. And so we can't have just the S&P 500 hitting highs. Same thing with the NASDAQ. Those two are kind of they're so influenced by just the mega cap stocks that we need to see some support coming from other areas of the market. It's kind of classic Dow theory, if you would. It used to be wanted to see confirmation from the industrials and the utilities and the industrials. Well, it's kind of the same modern day theory of that. We want to see some continuation, but instead of sectors, we want to see it in class sizes, right? We want to see some confirmation in small caps and or in mid caps. Right now, we're not seeing it. So that's a little bit of a damper. We're still trading below the VWAP on the small caps. Same thing on the mid caps, but they did rally right up to it, and it's not going to take much. As you can see, they're right on the line. One or two good solid up days, and we're getting good confirmation on the S&P plus as well as the smaller cap stocks. And if we get to that point and this thing start really moving, then we could be on to a really significant run, and then we'll be what we call an easy money market. So not that it's ever easy money, it's just we just call it an easy money market. And bonds, as always, bonds are going to be kind of the key because interest rates and inflation are kind of what the market are watching, right? And so it's nice to see a nice rally in bonds after that quick sell-off due to the CPI. Bounce right back above the VWAP here. That's what the yellow line is. Again, our studies have shown that when the bonds start living below their VWAP, that's a leading indicator that trouble's about ready to hit the market. It might not happen in the same day, or it might not happen within 2 or 3 days, but definitely within a week or two, stocks start selling off, especially if you start seeing the bonds live underneath their VWAP. So we want to see the bonds kind of chill, and right now they're paying off. But like you said, Matt, I want to switch over to a weekly chart just to kind of give an idea of some of the moves these stocks made this week. So keep in mind, these are all breakouts that the algorithm identified since our green zone, which started January 21st, up until I didn't show any stocks that occurred this week. Those are for our subscribers, our paid subscribers, I should say. But these are all for the past 3 weeks, and there's some pretty significant moves. DraftKings last week was up 26%. Yeah, AppLovin up 35% for the week. Dave Inc. up 13.8% for the week. Samsara up 8% for the week, and the list just goes on and on. There's AT&T. I snuck a little freebie in there for you. HIMS, I mean, look at HIMS just blowing up on us. Same thing with Fortinet, new highs. Netflix, C Limited, Meta, 900 days in a row now. It feels like. That's just crazy. That is crazy. It's a solid month of consecutive updates. Palantir followed through on its monster earnings move. Duolingo continued to rally. CrowdStrike continued to rally. Costco, Walmart. Now we get a little bit of the sell-offs. Kinsale Capital hit a sell signal earlier in the week, and you can see why it's important to follow your stop-loss rules. Big sell-off on Friday. Applied Materials, same thing. Breakout, immediate failure, hit a sell signal right away, and continue to sell off on Friday. And then our freebie from last week, last but not least, was Gorilla Technologies. It broke out on Monday, had a pretty wild follow-through. Then following day on Tuesday, and then of course Wednesday and Thursday it just blew up, and then Friday kind of had another high volatility session, but it maintained inside of its previous candle. So hopefully get some stabilization there and continued movement on Gorilla Technologies. But that was quite fun to watch. So for the week moving forward, what we're going to want to see is a break above the all-time highs is basically what it is. And then we want to see IWM or the mid caps make a significant move above their VWAPs as well. Oops. Just 1 second here, Matt.
No worries, buddy.
Then all right, for the week, we had 5 stocks break above the VWAP. Only 2 of the 5 showed positive follows through, which is kind of surprising considering the market ended up for the week. However, what backed that up is 45% of the current green zone breakouts hit new highs after their post-breakout highs this week. And then in all, we went from 54% to 59% of green zone breakouts are above their pivot point. Moving forward for this week, like I said before, We want to see a completion of SPX's attempted breakout. We want to see confirmation from our small and mid-cap indexes, and we need to see some new leadership. We want to see some continued breakouts start to come from our watch list. There were a bunch of new watch lists that made the cut this week, so there are some potentials. And of course, the algorithm flags some new buys, and which we will cover tonight for our paid subscribers. And of course, if this attempts fail, we want to see the October lows hold. An increase in strength in the breakouts that we highlighted is definitely raising our confidence levels. We are going to continue to act on new breakouts that are breaking out above their VWAPs, especially as the averages start to continue to hit new highs. And as always, we will maintain our strict risk control strategies because we never know, just in case we are wrong. We want to protect our capital and make sure that we can stay at the table and play next time.
Absolutely. It's really exciting to see all of these things kind of coming to fruition. We're kind of sitting here with bated breath, fingers crossed that the market is just going to have a couple really good days and boom, off to the races with everything. But again, where can you get all of our arrow signals? Where can you get all of our watch list items that we're really, really excited for, that we think, hey, these show real potential, and not just like tomorrow, but in the near-term future?
Yeah, you could subscribe to our paid service at www.patreon.com/Empire Algorithmic Trading. You can also visit us at Vwapvision.com for more information, and then there's also a link to Patreon there as well. But yeah, it's very exciting. We do a weekly screen for stocks that match very specific fundamental criteria, and so we look for the best of the best. And right as they're crossing into new all-time high territory, so. It's a pretty good model, and as you can see, it's performing quite well right now.
Well, we appreciate all of you YouTube subscribers sitting here watching us. If you haven't yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button so you can get all of our free daily stock talks. Follow us on all social medias as well. We are on many other platforms where we do some different content, bonus content, and it's always a great time. And again, if you want those free or I shouldn't say free. If you want our arrow talks, make sure you subscribe at our Patreon in order to see what our algorithm is doing and what we are doing with that information.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Happy trading. Happy trading, Matt.
Happy trading, Jace. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks. You too, buddy. Bye.